Hey guys, so guess what? We're in the middle of February and I decided it'll be a good time to give you an update on the food forest. Show you guys what's going on, what's blooming, how things are looking. So come on, follow me. Alright, so this is my Pluot plum cot. I believe this is a 3 variety. It's just starting to wake. See, little buds are coming out. This one is a Pluot. These two haven't been doing much, so I'm gonna see what they're gonna do this season. I might pull them out of the ground. All right, this is my peach, tropic snow, and it's a white flesh peach. And as you see, she's just blooming. She's just starting to bloom out. So it's got a few blooms, but there'll be a lot more blooms in probably another week or two. It'll be loaded. And that's the Tropic Beauty. The low chill variety does well here in Orlando. And another one which I do recommend you guys if you do like plums, and that's the Scarlet Beauty. She has awoken, nice white blooms all over the tree. This tree has always produced for me. It's a good producer for our zone, for growing here in Orlando, Central Florida, and a lot of other parts as well. This one is an unknown mango. Mangoes are all blooming. And pretty much what has bloomed already. It looks like I'm in a transition phase here in my yard. So I'm starting to get the flush. So pretty much if it didn't throw panicles, I'm now in that transition phase, which means that the later flushes are gonna be leaf flushes. Or you're gonna get mixed blooms like this one. So this is the transition from panicles. So see, I got some panicles here. Then it transitions to the ones over here, which are mixed panicles. And when we call them mixed, because they have leaves as well as blooms. And then I have a full transition to a leaf flush here. I have a little guandule, as we call them. In our Latin culture, I know them as guandules or pigeon peas, if you guys want to know in English. This is my Pickering mango. Now I just want to tell you guys that all my mango trees are behind this season. I would say about a month and a half behind. Okay, they were all budding, they were all pushing, but I mean it took forever for the panicles to reach this stage, which is not usual, but because of the cold weather, they were just holding back. But here they are. Now a lot of people are saying that they're having issues with anthracnose. I haven't seen any signs of anthracnose. Powdery mildew, I saw a little bit on one of my trees, but I haven't had that issue yet. So fingers crossed, it'll stay that way. Okay, here's a sweet tart. Sweet tart. And luckily, I've been checking most of the blooms, and I do see female blooms as well as male blooms. The only one that I haven't seen too many female blooms is with Sugarloaf, and we know that Sugarloaf has that issue of throwing a lot of male blooms. All right, so that's Sweet Tart. And then next to it, yeah, my trees are pretty close, guys. Valkyrie is loaded. This little tree has a lot of blooms. Whether or not I'll let it hold fruit, I don't know. I'll think about that in the future. This is Super Judy. Now, Super Judy, believe it or not, was the first one that flowered for me last season. Midway into November, it was full of panicles. So these panicles have just started coming out. So, like I said, I am really behind with a lot of these trees. And as you can see, she has already transitioned over to the leaf flush stage. So whatever panicle she pushed, that's gonna be it for this tree. So you're looking at panicles and you're looking at flush at the same time. And cotton candy as well. She's behind. She had buds and was showing signs of pushing a couple months ago, but those panicles did not want to come out. And the cold really had them in limbo. This is the graph of my unknown tree, which is the one that I have over there, the first one that I show you, that's already throwing out flush. I'm hoping that these will be panicles and I can at least get fruit off the graft if I don't get on the other tree there. So yeah, cotton candy is just now starting to push. Doing me a few panicles, but now it's throwing out the rest. A lot of them look like they're mixed blooms, but hopefully she will produce. I have another graft on here, which I'm not sure what graft this is, but I have a graft of Sugarloaf over here. Sugarloaf doesn't look like it's pushing blooms, the graft of the Sugarloaf. Well, it is what it is. But yeah, that's cotton candy. And that's usually loaded with panicles. Let's swing over here, guys. This is a sapodilla. Now, I assume it to be a seedling because it was bought as a grafted tree, but it had got killed back and grew back, but looks like it was rootstock that grew back. Haven't got any flowers from that one yet. Fairchild. Now Fairchild is also way behind, produced like crazy last season. It's just now pushing out some signs of panicles. I have some, but compared to last season it was loaded already. At this time it was just full of blooms, and so they're just now pushing out. There's a few. So it's just now starting to push out the panicles. Hopefully they don't start converting to mixed blooms, but it looks like they're okay. That's my Fairchild, great producer last season. Let's see what she does this year. Got my dragon fruit still not pushing buds yet. It's a little early in the season for them. Alrighty, let's move on down to my Fairchild. Fairchild, as you can see, she's loaded. Not Fairchild. This is my Phoenix. Fairchild was the one we just saw. She's loaded. This here is a grafted sweet tart. So this is a graft from a sweet tart. As you can see, it's loaded as well. And I am seeing female blooms and male blooms. So hopefully we'll start getting some fruit set. What I am noticing is that there's not a lot of pollinators, guys. I mean, I have not had a lot of pollinators, and even with it being warmed, you know, I started spraying a little honey on the tree. I'm trying not to spray the honey on the blooms because I don't want to get sooty mold on the blooms from the honey. So I've been trying to spray it on the leaves, and you can see it's kind of shiny on the leaves. This is the one that I did find some sooty mold on it. Not sooty mold, powdery mildew, I'm sorry. This is the one that I did find some little areas of powdery mildew. Nothing major, but they're just some sections on the panicles. And if you look, there are sections of powdery mildew. So I have to come back and pick those off. I might start hosing the tree down, but I want to do that early in the morning if possible. When I say hose, that's with a water hose. That's something that a few of us do. We will hose the tree down with a water hose because what that does is it washes the spores off. And I know that the spores on this thing are so minute. It's like a little dust. When I clip off those little pieces with powdery mildew, I can see the little dust fly off. So this one is an Edward, and I have a little graft here of a Sunrise mango. It's a little graft. It actually got ripped off in the hurricane, but it's blooming and doing this thing. I would have rather that it did a little bit of leaf flush instead, but can't control Mother Nature. So this is our troublesome Sugarloaf. Sugarloaf has a thing, and that thing is that it likes to produce male blooms and no female blooms. So I'm looking at it and I'm seeing a lot of male blooms. So hopefully we'll get something out of it. If not, we're gonna have to pray that we do get a second bloom. Second bloom is usually where you get some fruit set. This is my star fruit. What is it? This is called the Sri Kalbangan variety. So she's giving me a lot of leaf flush right now. Hasn't been producing too much fruit, but that's fine. She's getting established to that spot that I put her in, so nothing much we can do about that. Gurumi Chama. Gurumi Chama looks like it's starting to push. And these will be blooms probably in a month or two. We should have blooms on this one. Let's see what else we got. We got an avocado here, which is a seedling. I have a few grafts on that, which I hope they will take. I also have a Brogdon graft on the backside and Oro Negro. So I hope that those will eventually do something and produce, because the tree is a seedling and hasn't produced yet. Karen Michelle. Panicles. So she has a few panicles going on. They still haven't opened. Now, a lot of you are going to see panicles and you'll see this black stuff. That's sooty mold. You know, that's not too much of an issue. It's usually found on a lot of the buds when they're coming out. And the reason for that is because when these buds start to push, or these panicles start to push, they give off a little bit of sap. You know, they exude some micro droplets of sap, and that's to bring the pollinators around. You know, that's to start attracting them early on in the game, so that by the time they open, the pollinators will be around. So it's not really a major issue. You're gonna see a slight bit of it, and that's just because of the sap, which is one of the reasons why I said before that I didn't want to spray the honey mixture on the blooms, because I'm trying to avoid getting sooty mold on the panicles. But I do spray it on the leaf areas around the blooms if possible. All right, coming right along to this one. This is my Pineapple Pleasure. A lot of beautiful panicles on here. I did see, as I was looking before, I did see females and males on here. But no fruit set yet, because like I said, most of my trees, these panicles are just now opening. They're just now getting to that stage where the blooms are actually opening. And now is when we have to look for the fruit set, keep our eyes peeled, and hopefully the pollinators will come in, because I am not seeing pollinators, guys. I don't know how you guys are doing, but I usually see a lot of bees buzzing around and ants and flies, and I'm not seeing that. So that might be a problem with fruit set if we do not get pollinators to come in. All right, so this is Pickering. This is my second Pickering. You guys saw the first one. This is the second one. Smaller tree, but it's actually an older tree. This one I did stun it a little bit, because I let this tree produce fruit and whole fruit when it was a 3-gallon. And I did that for a few years. Finally, when I realized that it wasn't growing much, I decided to stop letting it fruit. And it has given me a little bit of growth since then, but you guys do want to be careful letting the small trees fruit, because it will stunt your growth. Got some tomatoes here. Guys, please excuse the mess, because I am now in the process of cleaning and doing a little spring cleaning. All right, so this here is This is a nectarine snow queen. Still hasn't come out of dormancy. And this one is my Arctic snow, I believe it is. It's another nectarine. It hasn't come out of dormancy. But I do see some, I see some green there, so should be popping up any second, should be popping out. Mulberry, guys. And guess what? Look, the mulberry is already producing little mulberries. Nice. I got a little seeding loquat that a friend gave me from her tree. All right, and then we got Oro Negro. Oro Negro, I can't even say it, sorry. So this is the Oro Negro avocado. And this is a small tree. Not sure if it's gonna throw any blooms or not, and that's fine if it doesn't. I would rather get a little growth on this tree. A lot of this growth that you're seeing here is new growth. So there's a good chance I won't get any blooms on it. Okay, this is a seedling mango. It's the only seedling mango that I'm actually growing in the ground, okay? Swollen buds, if you can see. You got a lot of swollen buds, and I was hoping that maybe this would be the year that it threw blooms, but nothing. I got a little graft here that hopefully it will take. This is a seedling sapodilla that I have in the ground. I like the way it looked. It was nice, bushy, compact. So let me just throw it in the spot. This is my other mulberry tree. It's a very productive mulberry tree, but it hasn't awoken yet. It'll be waking soon, pretty sure of it. All right. Katuk. Okay, I got another avocado here. Kapong. This is the Kapong avocado. Got a lot of buds coming. I don't think it's gonna flower. Well, it might flower, I don't know. Those may be flower buds. I actually snipped it because I wanted to get some bushing, branching. My red moth Kapong hasn't awakened yet. I did a little trimming, but I have to come back and trim a little more of these branches. She didn't do well last season, didn't produce much. But my Hefner is awakened. If you see that, all the branches. So Hefner is doing her thing. They usually wake up at the same time, so not sure what's going on. And this is my seedling avocado that I showed you before. This is the Brogden graft that I was telling you about. I got a Brogden graft back here. This is also Brogden graft. And then I have two new grafts. I got one there that I'm trying to get going. And there's another one right there, that long one, which I'm hoping that'll take. Yeah, this is a seedling tree, and you know, I'm hoping that I can get some grafts on here and do something in the meantime while it decides to produce fruit. Here's another seedling tree that I have right next to it. Now, one of the reasons that, you know, it may not be flowering is also because of the tree that I have above, the Royal Poinciana. It shades, it gives it a lot of filtered sun, which for avocados is not bad in their younger years. But you know, as they grow older, they do need a little bit more sun. So this is my dragon fruit. Another dragon fruit that I have growing up the tree. Lemongrass blooms, in case you guys never seen them. And this is the shoot, I forgot the name of this one. But it's the one that tastes like It's the one that tastes like turpentine. If you don't get them when they're real red, um, it's actually not very productive here because I have it in the shade spot. And only reason I did that was because the flies were getting to it and I didn't want to throw it out. So I just threw it back here. Oh, Suriname cherry. There you go, Suriname cherry. It doesn't produce much, but it's alive and I didn't want to kill it, so it's doing its thing. This is a hog plum, which I transferred to this location. And to be honest, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I saw some green, so it's still alive. It'll be waking up soon then. It usually takes a little while to wake up in the spring. Let's see what else we got. I got some ginger in the ground, which I have to actually probably dig it up. This is all just vegetative cover. It's not good to leave the ground uncovered. You have to always try to keep your ground covered with mulch or some kind of vegetative growth. Here's another mulberry. It hasn't started growing yet and producing fruit, but I believe this is gonna be a Tice. And here's another little cutting that I got next to it. You know, it's all good. You know, if they grow close and tight, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. This is a sugar apple. Sugar apples and anonas, they just always look ugly for me. They don't really like my soil. And so they grow, but they never look pretty, you know. But I mean, it is winter. This is what you're looking at. It's the way they look in winter. So hopefully she'll start pushing out. I'm not seeing anything going on with it, but she'll start pushing out. We'll get some new growth, and it should hopefully look a little better. You guys know what this is. Turkish cap hibiscus. And you can actually eat these guys. The tip of the bloom, the little part right there, it's very sweet. It's got nectar in it. A couple of Spanish limes that I have here. This is my green sapote. This is Redlands. I'm waiting to see if she starts to push. She gave me some blooms last season. Didn't hold any fruit. Let's see what we got on this side. I got another little avocado over here. I transplanted it in the fall so she don't look too hot, but she'll correct itself. She'll get better, look better as the season progresses. This is a tangerine tree. It looks like it's just starting to push out flush. So that means she should be blooming in probably the next month or so. And that's a starburst tangerine. Let's see what else we got down this way. I got a little patanga tuba down here in the ground. Some more tomatoes that I have here in the ground. I got another citrus. This is what they call sweet lime, I believe. And then I have another lime that's grafted onto it. There's another graft, which is this little section. It's a different one. So this is a grafted one, and this is the sweet lime. All right, so we're back to where we started. Let me take you guys down to the other section. Just follow me down the hill. All right, this is a Medley plum. Hasn't done much for me yet in terms of flowering or fruit production. I'm not sure about what we should have got a good amount of chill this season. It should do something, but it might be one that needs a little bit more chill than what we get. This is my P22. Late to the game, I got what looks like might be mixed blooms coming out. This one here is another plum. I have a few varieties on here that are grafted, as you can see. Tropic Snow. So this is a peach, guys. This is my Tropic Snow peach. It's a graft that I have on this plum tree. This is a nectarine. This is also nectarine. Then this is a plum. This is a Satsuma plum, which doesn't produce much. And I believe it doesn't get enough cold chill. Here's another graph. This is a graph of the Scarlet Beauty that's on here. This is also Scarlet Beauty. It finished blooming already. So the graphs that I have on here, there's another graph right in the back. So the graphs that I have on here have bloomed. But the actual tree is, oh, here we go. The actual tree is just, oh no, this is a graft as well. This is a graft of my, the other peach that I used to have, Tropic Beauty. So this is a graph of my Tropic Beauty peach that I knocked down, that I got rid of. So I do have a graft left of that. So guys, you can graft onto your stone fruit. It's pretty simple. So guys, if you have various stone fruits, you want to do a cocktail tree, go ahead and do it. This would be the time that you want to do it. It might be a little late because stuff has already started pushing, but you want to make sure to do your grafts just before everything's going to start pushing. So I would say last month would have been the ideal time, and they take pretty well. So think about that. Think about that, guys. Okay, what we got here? We got M4. So M4, you can see some panicles coming out of M4. Some mixed panicles. And these, I don't know. But M4, it's a little M4. Here's a regular panicle on the M4. She's pushing a little bit. It's a little small. Okay, next to the M4, we have Fruit Punch. Fruit Punch got a few blooms. Somebody on the top there. Got some papayas here. Let me show you my golden papayas. Got a golden papaya, the yellow guys. I'm hoping that they'll be done soon. I'm not familiar with the golden ones, so I really don't know when to take them off. I heard that when they're yellow and they get a little soft. So this one is CC Love. And guys, I didn't show you guys, but all that across the fence line, that's the passion fruit. I actually have two. Got one original one there. This is actually a cutting from that original one. And yeah, it's loaded with fruit, guys. It's loaded with fruit. They're hiding in there. This side doesn't have much, but that side has a lot. The side up there has a lot. So you have to cut it back, because if not, it'll grab onto everything that it can. So all of this new growth, I need to tip it back. All right, Creme de Brulee. She is blooming, first time since I planted in the ground. So that's the Creme Brulee. I hope that I do get some fruit. I mean, I'll let it hold a couple of fruit. Lemon meringue didn't do much. Couple panicles here. The rest of the tree is pretty much in zombie mode. So what I'm gonna do? Venus, and it's super long panicles. Look at these panicles, guys. Look at this. Look at these panicles. Overachiever. Look at this. This Venus is loaded, and it has actually transitioned over to a leaf flush stage. So all the later stuff is starting to flush, which is a good thing, because I do have a graft on here which is starting to push. So hopefully that's going to be a leaf flush as well, and not panicle with, not a panicle flush. All right, yep. So this is the transition. When you start seeing mixed blooms, you know that what's going to come after that's going to be your leaf flush. All right, guys, so let me show you the honey kiss. Let me show you first my sugar cane. I got some bananas up here, and like I said, this passion fruit vine is loaded with fruit. They're in there, they're hiding, but they're in there. They're all over the place. And on this side, there's a whole bunch as well. And this is purple possum. they turn a little bit purple. But look at that, it's loaded, guys. All right, so excuse the little noise from the AC. But here's my honeykiss, guys. It's my honeykiss tree. My honeykiss tree wasn't doing nothing till a few weeks ago when it started pushing out panicles. I thought I wasn't gonna get nothing off of this honeykiss, but yeah, here she is showing out. So that's good, showing out, and she looks good. Honeykiss is a good producer for me. It always produces. For the last 3 years, 3 seasons, she's been producing a good crop. Not as sweet as it's supposed to be, unfortunately. Now, I'm assuming that's a soil nutritional thing, which I'm gonna be working a little bit more on this season. So I'm gonna be applying a little bit more calcium. All right, guys, let's walk down this way. I'll show you the rest of the yard. This here is my pomelo. It does have seeds, so it is probably a seedling pomelo, but those last ones have to come off because guess what? She's getting ready to bloom, guys. Well, she is blooming, but the blooms are coming, and she'll be loaded with blooms. The bees will be buzzing around here. Okay, so I show you guys my Satsuma with the grafts. This is the Fairchild from the front. I have a graft here which looks like it's pushing, and I hope that it's gonna be leaf. See, there's a graft right there. It's pushing. I hope it's gonna be a leaf flush because this tree looks like it's in transition. I'm getting panicles that kind of look like they're mixed blooms. So hopefully that graft will push leaf flush and not panicles. All right, so let me swing around. More tomatoes. And guys, these tomatoes, I overwintered them. I planted them back in, I believe it was November of last year. And there she is, loaded. They overwintered. The winter caused this kind of damage here. This browning, that's from the cold. And I've been removing most of it because I don't want that to convert into any other kind of fungal issues. But it is possible to grow tomatoes in the wintertime. As long as you don't go in the 20s, you can do it. These actually endure temperatures in the 30s, low 30s. There's my other dragon fruit on the tree. I think I showed you this one earlier, but this is the front side. I got some more dragon fruit on this cement trellis. Solid, that ain't going nowhere, hurricane proof. All right, some more bananas over here. Bananas, now most of the bananas I have are gonna be Namois. I got tall Namois. I got some Cavendish bananas. This is my Sapodilla from the front side. Swinging around. This is my Jaboticaba, which is blooming. So if you look, she's just loaded with blooms. Look at that. There's the blooms on my Jabo. Then this is a red hybrid Jabo. This is my Fairchild. Fairchild full of blooms. You can see that. It's full of blooms, and we're waiting for a little BB action. Got some of my tomato seedlings. More dragon fruit cuttings, little odds and ends over here in the pots. This is my little seedling Jaboticaba, some Pitanga tuber seedlings that I got going on. More tomatoes. I have to find a spot in the ground or in pots. This is my Edward. I think I showed you guys these trees already, so let's swing over to this side. This is a Kesar, which isn't doing much. I got like 3 grafts here, which I hope they start to push. So Kesar's not doing much. I got a little lychee in a pot here. All right, another tomato. I might have showed you this guy before, but yeah, there's tomatoes in there. Another one of my overwinter tomatoes. And then swinging around here is a Dupois Saigon. A lot of blooms on that. This will be the first season that it blooms for me since I put it in the ground. So hoping I get some fruit off of that. And this is my Chinese lantern. And I have a few more mangoes. I got a CZ11 in a pot, which is trying to bloom. A couple little grafted mangoes in here, which I have to clean out. Look at all the little weeds growing out there. What else I got for you over here? I think I showed you everything on this side, guys. I showed you everything down this way. Okay, there's just one more side. Let's come on to this side, and I'll show you what I got over here. I just passed. This is actually another citrus. I think this is another pomelo seedling. Let's see what it does this season. Didn't do much last season. And then I have also passion fruit on this side, guys, which is going like crazy. Not blooming much, but it is going like crazy, guys. Some more dragon fruit coming up on this terrace, on this concrete. They ain't going nowhere, hurricane proof. This is a sugar apple, which as you can see is starting to push out. I got some bananas here. These are dwarf bananas. These don't grow much taller than this. All right, this is ornamental. Some more tall namois on that side. And then I got another little sugar apple here. I need to give it a little tip, a little tipping. It'll start to push soon. I have a Adamoya. I tried to graft onto it, but I think the graft may have not taken. But anyway, it's starting to try to push down here. And I'll probably just let it push. I have to scrape that graft. And the graft is actually green. So I have a choice to make. I either have to take these off and let it push everything to the graft. I have to see. I have to come back and look at it closely. All right, guys, so that's it. That's it. I think I showed you everything. I might have left a few things out, but that's the majority of the stuff that's going on. Like I said, I haven't had too much issues with anthracnose like a lot of you are having. And powdery mildew is still not an issue. Oh, here's my citrus tangerine. Unfortunately, guys, this tangerine may be going. It's just not giving me the optimal fruit, you know, and I'm tired of, you know, having to pick it or juice it. You know, I want something else that's gonna produce. So I have a mango coming up there. I'll probably trim this back. When it starts to grow, I'm gonna see if maybe I can graft onto one of those stumps. And we'll see. But yeah, I think the tangerine is gonna be eventually get phased out. This mango's growing up and it's gonna take its place. All right, guys, you guys take it easy. Have yourself a good one. And Orlando Backyard Gardening, signing off. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. Please like and subscribe. I do appreciate all you guys, all you subscribers. And I'm here to share my experiences here in Orlando, Zone 10A. So, you know, I hope you guys get something out of it. Take care. Bye.